Hello, everyone, and welcome into your April Fool's edition of the CBSN Denver Daily Sports Line, brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Glad to have you with us here on opening day for baseball. Of course, the Rockies and Dodgers getting it on at Coors Field today, but we want to bring in Jason Scott to talk about what's going on the hardwood tonight out in L.A. The Nuggets visiting the Clippers this evening. And Jason, you and I were just talking before we started this. A little surprising to see that Denver is only a 1.5-point favorite heading into tonight's game.
It feels like the bookmakers are playing an April Fool's Day joke, Michael. The Clippers coming off that horrible loss, which can only be described as to the Magic the other night, still far from full strength. I'd probably price this one up 6 or 7 to the Nuggets. So to me, it looks a really good time for the home team punters of Colorado to go in.
And it was weird because it actually opened at -2 for Denver and then actually dropped down a little bit. So I think you're getting a really good value there, Jason. I'm with you. I really like this. The over-under for tonight's game, by the way, is at 218.5. And Jason, we talked about this last week. I'm still on the Michael Porter Jr. train for tonight. His points are at 16.5. He's only had less than 17 points once in the last 12 games, and that was because he didn't play in the fourth quarter the other night in a blowout win over the Atlanta Hawks. I also like his points, rebounds, and assist number at 25.5. That is actually hit in each of the last 12 games. He's playing really good basketball right now, and he is shooting at nearly 60% over the last 12 games. So I'm going to continue to ride the Michael Porter Jr. train until it kicks me off once more, right? It already kicked us off once the other day. That was just a bad beat in Atlanta. I'm going to make it kick me off yet again. Jason, as you look at the rest of the NBA schedule this evening here on a baseball opening day, what stands out to you, if anything?
Look, I like the early game. I like Philadelphia, the 76ers, and Cleveland. I like the first half points over 109.5. What we've seen with the 76ers, they've been scoring a lot of points early. They've come in, they've put these teams to bed. I think they'll cover the 109.5 early. And then I can turn off and not have to watch the second half because they'll be 15 points up and I'll have the money in the bank.
Always nice to have those early ones cash and to know that the bankroll is looking good and you don't have to sweat out the rest of that game. Jason, I think a lot of people are going to be interested to see what happens this weekend at the Final Four in Indianapolis. Of course, both of those games going to be on CBS 4 for those of you watching in the Denver viewing area. What, if anything, stands out to you about Baylor -5 and Gonzaga -14?
That they'll be playing in the final.
Yeah.
I think they're by far the two best schools, and I think Gonzaga will probably start 8 or 9 points favourite in the final and cover 2. I don't think I'm being disparaging to say at times it looks like men playing boys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. And Jason, I mean, you and I talked about this really at the beginning of the tournament and really all season long throughout NCAA basketball. Gonzaga and Baylor stood out above the crowd, and it has kind of manifested itself here in the NCAA tournament. You guys have some liability on Gonzaga, correct?
We do, but look, we've been fairly lucky. We've had a very strong tournament. Even the other day, Gonzaga covered, but a couple of the other favourites didn't. UCLA have been fantastic. We might even build a monument to them in the BetMGM office, coming through the play-in and how they've helped us all the way through. Certainly beating Michigan was a very good result for us.
Yeah, and if you're
I'm happy to pay the customers who have backed Gonzaga and taken the ride. I think they deserve the win.
Yeah, I think so too. And if you're looking and you may think maybe that spread's a little bit too much, even though Gonzaga has been dominating people, I do like a little money line parlay at -183. I know you're giving up a little bit of juice there. I actually rode that in the regional finals, and I think I'm going to ride it again here in the semifinals as well. Jason, as always, man, thanks so much for joining us. Looking forward to seeing what happens this weekend. And tonight, Nuggets -1.5. Let's get on that. Let's ride that to a victory.